Hey, what's up, guys? It's your guy, Cool Eagle here. Football outsiders really did a number on my nerves today with this one. I just disagree with this list. Like, so they basically ranked their best teams of the decade, and number one they have the 2013 Seattle Seahawks. Now, I don't get that. How were the 2013 Seattle Seahawks better than any Philadelphia Eagles team in 2013 and 2017? Because you have Russell Wilson, who threw for 26 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, being the 22nd best quarterback in the league. Now, to me, when I think of best teams of the decade, I'm thinking, okay, all around great quarterback, right? So, and they didn't even have the best offense in the league. Did y'all know that year the 2013 Seattle Seahawks had the 18th best offense in the league? And that's just not even, and that's counting like the second best rushing attack they had that year with Marshawn Lynch. They were eighth in the league in points scored. So you had and that was mainly because of Marshawn Lynch. But however, I will say that they had one of the best defenses ever. That's the reason why you could count them on there. So if you're going to say, overall franchises being the best of the decade, you got to be more specific, because from these stats that I'm looking at, the Seattle Seahawks offense was trash, complete trash. Like, you had the 22nd best quarterback in the league, and you had the 18th best offense. Okay, Carson Wentz was an MVP, 33 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, best quarterback in the league, and then our story is better. You know what I'm saying? Like, MVP quarterback goes down, backup quarterback comes in and wins the Super Bowl. Okay? They didn't do the 1985 Redskins as bad, but they do the Eagles that bad, right? Like, you put the Seattle Seahawks as the best team of the decade when like the numbers say completely different. And another fun fact, the Philadelphia Eagles had the number 2 offense in the league that year. So I just don't get it. And then for number 2, like, you had the 2010 New England Patriots. I don't know how they made this list when they lost to the New York Jets in the division round of the playoffs to butt fumble Mark Sanchez. Like, the only highlight of that season was that Tom Brady had the best quarterback touchdown interception ratio of all time, with 36 touchdowns and 4 interceptions, having a solid 9 touchdown interception ratio. Now, that's something that we could talk about. However, if you want to talk about best teams of the decade, why do you have the 2010 New England Patriots on this list? Like, it just doesn't make sense. And then for number 3, they had the 2015 Seattle Seahawks, who were second in their division and lost in the divisional round. How? Like, who are these guys making these lists, and what weed are they smoking? Because I need to buy some of this shit, because this shit is ridiculous. How the hell are you the best team of the decade, top 5 in the decade, and you were second in your division, and you lost in the divisional round? The only highlight of that team was that, like for the 4th straight year, they had the best scoring offense. And then I'm not going to even go into the 2012 Seattle Seahawks. That's just like a whole waste of my time. But for number 5, they just had the 2019 Baltimore Ravens, like the previous season, where like Lamar Jackson, had that outstanding season where he ran for 1,200 yards and threw for 3,300 and I think almost 40 touchdowns. But he still lost in the divisional round. So I don't get where they're getting these rankings from. I feel like it's a bit shallow and pedantic. I feel like it's a complete insult to not have the 2017 Philadelphia Eagles on this list, just simply because they had an MVP quarterback go down, and with great coaching from Doug Peterson, they brought in Nick Foles and changed the whole offense so it could be more catered to him during our playoff run. We're basically like the 1985 Washington Redskins with Doug Williams when their starting quarterback Joe Theismann went down. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't get where they're getting this list from. Maybe y'all could just provide some insight into it. It doesn't make just really any kind of sense at all. because you have the 2017 Philadelphia Eagles, who have the best offense in the league, with a terrible secondary, and still won the Super Bowl. But I don't know, man. Like, tell me what y'all think in the comments, man. Do y'all agree with this list? Why or why not? Let's just talk some football.